Hello everyone and welcome back to the More Than Modern here at Grey Ogre Games, powered by the Power 9 podcast. This is our weekly modern tournament here. And we are watching round 3 between Keith Tan on the left and Daniel Tai on the right. Keith is running, I believe, a Abzan Coco. I think so. And Daniel is running a homebrew, which is very exciting. He is actually running Blister Coil Weird. I believe the card is Blister Coil Weird. It's one of those weird ones. Yeah. It runs something along the lines of Virulent Strike. Virulent Swipe. Sorry again. No, not Virulent Swipe. Oh, what's that thing that gives it Death Touch? Damn it. Anyway, yeah, we'll figure out what card he's running. But yeah, it's a very interesting deck. Deck on a budget. If you guys think that you might want to run it, it definitely surprises your opponent. Can even kill on turn 2. In fact, very powerful card. So, okay, both players draw and they will roll again. Yeah. All right. So how you guys doing? There was a long pause. That we were showing you a replay. There are no. Well, here on our modern nights, we don't get a lot of players, so there aren't a lot of backup games that we can go to. Usually, by the time the games on the feature match ends, then we don't really have much to show because everybody's in their game 3. Bluetron is a budget deck. You can build it for around $150. Yes, that is true. Bluetron is a budget deck. I forgot about that. That's Monastery Swift Spear here, followed up with. Does he have another mana? No, he's just going to swing in. Decides to Titan Strength. Oh, okay. Very neatly handled. It looks like a combo deck. Well, it looks like one of those aggro decks, mono red aggro decks. Just has different win cons, more interesting win cons. Okay, so here Keith follows it up with a Spell Sky. Also no lands. He's very land light. If Daniel had a Lightning Bolt, that would have not been very nice. Daniel here does not draw a land. What does he draw? I know he's got another Titan Strength in hand. Does he, I don't think he should be running that out because if he does, that might, the Spell Sky might just eat it up and eat one of his creatures up. So Blister Coil Weird here, I believe that is the card. It might be the other weird. No, okay, so it's the Blister Coil Weird. It's an uncommon from Ravnica. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn and you untap it. Okay, very interesting card to be playing here. Yeah, usually Ben is with me to provide some color commentary, but there's nobody that I can bounce off today because everybody's either away at GP Taipei or they're busy, unfortunately, which leaves me here with you guys. So yeah, do let me know how how you guys are doing. Daniel here still stuck on stuck on one land. Keith also stuck on one land, but he's got his Bird of Paradise and able to get some value out of that. Man, both these players okay. So 2 mana down, and he casts the. Mm, cast the Kiln Fiend. Coral Calling, likely to look for. Okay, so he looks for another Bird of Paradise so that he's got enough mana to cast. Well, I don't know what's in his hand, but it might be a Collected Company, maybe another Court of Calling. Okay, so any card that he draws right now would be pretty good. Lands especially. Lands will allow you to cast a bit more than one spell a turn. He does find the Gavany Township. And what does he decide to cast? What is in his hand though? Alright, just passes the turn, probably holding up a Collected Company. We can't really see it properly. Might be a Collected Company or might be a Court Calling in hand, probably to look for some of the combo pieces. This looks like to be either the Kiki Jiki combo deck or the Abzan Company deck. So yeah, we won't know until we find out more. But Daniel now has 3 lands, ton of spells in hand. Unfortunately, that spell guide is really stopping him from doing much. Grotesque Mutation. It is a black red aggro deck. Unfortunately, it's being stopped by a single spell guide who can dispense 2 life and redirect all the pound spells to it. So just gonna swing in with everyone. All of them get +1/+1, except for the Kiln Fiend. It gets +2/+0, I believe. Kiln Fiend gets +3/+0, so it's a 4/2 right now. So Collector Company goes down. What is he going to find? If he finds an Anafenza, well, you could see, well, there's a lot of creatures in the deck. Probably an Anafenza or Milira, or even, a Kitchen Finks. So Milira and another Birds of Paradise. I saw Noble Hierarch in there. I wonder what the decision would be not to get the Noble Hierarch. But here the Voice of Resurgence just thrown under the bus, which seems to be fine. Does he try to cast another pump spell? And this is after attacks. So he tries to cast the Titan Strength. Will that be redirected to the spell's guide? I believe you should. It's got +2/+1. No, sorry, +3/+1. So you are trying to take 3 of the damage, and I think that's okay. Although it does help to trigger 1 extra point of damage. But no, instead Keith decides just to take it. I wonder why not to redirect to the spell's guide. And the Kiln Fiend trades off with the Voice of Resurgence. Now the Voice of Resurgence is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6/6. And gonna beat Daniel for 6 points of damage. Wow, that's a lot. Whew. That is a big token, and if Keith follows up with a Kitchen Finks, I think that's all but the game for Daniel. As in, Keith will probably win. So yeah, right now he just wants to find a Kitchen Finks. If he's got a Call Calling in hand, he can just find it, and it's a soft lock because Kitchen Finks dies. It can block. It probably can trade with one of the creatures on the other side, and you will get back some value out of that as well. You gain 2 life, it comes back to the battlefield, does not have the wither counter on it, unless of course Daniel has a removal, but there's a spell guide on the battlefield, so the damage can be redirected to the spell guide. I wonder what the decision was not to redirect the Titan Strength to the spell guide. That would have saved him 1 point of damage. 1 point of damage is still sometimes it's enough. Alright, so Eternal Witness to bring back the Court of Calling. Court of Calling likely to call upon a Kitchen Finks after blocks. And I think now it's just it'll be smart just to pass the turn, and he does. Daniel gets his other land, another Blood Crypt here. One thing that I think Daniel's deck is lacking, fetch lands. This is a homebrew built on a budget. It doesn't run the fancy schmancy, lots of lands and stuff. Going to cast a Goblin Rebel Master. Very surprised. And the Goblin token has to attack. The Goblin token actually has to attack. Alright, blocked by the Elemental token. The Elemental token is very big right now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 creatures large, and now it's going to be 8, 8. He's probably going to look for a Kitchen Finks. No, okay, so he looks for the Viscera Seer. Right, he caught only for 1, 2, 3, 4. He caught only for 1. So yeah, Viscera Seer here going to enter the battlefield. Does he have the last piece of the combo in his hand? If he does, then that's lights out for Daniel. Or at least can he gain infinite amount of life? Yeah, so Kitchen Finks hits the battlefield. He's just going to gain infinite amounts of life. Daniel, does Daniel have anything to reply to that? No. And right now he's just going to slowly filter through his deck so that he can find the Murderous Red Cap and put it on the top of his library and just pass the turn. If nothing else changes, and I don't see anything else changing because the spell card is on the battlefield, it will be able to soak up all the lightning bolts, all the Path to Exiles, all the dismembers that Daniel is going to throw at the at probably the Viscera here. He untaps, draws the card. What is the play here? So yeah, Keith now at infinite amounts of life will not be able to reflect it on the mobile phone because it does not have an arbitrarily large number. So too bad, guys. Is that gonna be another? Alright, so another land. He's gonna take 2 damage. So he's got 5 lands. It will be nice if he can cast a Possibility Storm into Squadron Hawks right now. Goblin guy, what type of deck is normal at Grey Ogre? I don't see any blue decks, mostly mid-range. Yeah. So tonight, well, there's usually a very big range of decks, but tonight there are 3 Tron decks, 2 of which are the green-red Tron. Or is it one of them is green-red Tron, and the other one is actually the it's an Eggs Tron Eggs deck. There are 2 players running. There are a few players running. In fact, one player running. In fact, one player running red-white control. There's not a lot of blue decks here, so yeah, we mostly see mid-range decks. There's not a lot of control decks. I believe even in the modern meta game, there aren't a lot of control decks. that are reasonably well at tournaments. So yeah, but people like to test out their weird brews here. Abzan Coco. Abzan Coco isn't one of those weird brews, but it's one of those popular decks that I think a lot of people run. Just like before the banning, there was what's that the what's that one for? Splinter Twin deck. Yeah. So yeah. All right. That ends game one in Keith's favor. Daniel just scoops up the cards. He tries to swing it with all, but just gets blocked. And yeah, Keith was at infinite amount of life, so it didn't really matter. While the players are shuffling up and they're sideboarding, I would like to remind you of the other shows that we do on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. So Tuesday we have Standard, it's the SCG game night. Wednesday we have Modern, which you are watching right now. And on Thursday, we have, what do we have on Thursday? Right, we have Vintage. Okay, and on the weekend sometimes we have tournaments, and you can update yourself with the tournaments by following us on Facebook. Just go to the links in the description below. For example, this Sunday we're having the Legacy tournament, our Legacy Challenge. And yeah, players will be playing for a box of Eternal Masters, which, well, kind of ironically, you're playing Legacy and you've probably got all your Legacy and Vintage cards already, or at least Legacy. They didn't reprint any Vintage cards like Counterbalance and the like. But yeah, you've already got all your Force of Will, so that's very strange. Goblin guy, you're saying 50% of your area run blue decks. Yeah, my area of America loves blue. Our meta isn't accurate to modern. Yep, that's true. I personally myself, I ran a blue white tempo deck that ran what you call it? That ran Aethervile. That was not a fish deck, so it ran Talias and Sky. What's that? 3/1 guys in the sky. So interesting decks. Harbinger of the Tides, but it was not a Merfolk deck. I like that deck, but it's not very good in the metagame. Where can I find a deck list similar to the Daniel list? Wow, I don't know. I'll go ask Daniel where he got his deck list. But yeah, his deck runs a whole bunch of pump spells and a lot of creatures that grow in according to pump spells. We saw there Blister Coil Weird. Blister Coil Weird with what's that? The Kiln Fiend and things with prowess such as the Taylor Swift or Monastery Taylor Swift Spear. Those cards grow whenever you cast non-creature spells or you cast instants and sorceries. So those are really good in the deck. I think what Daniel is lacking maybe some of the modern staples like lightning bolts. I haven't seen any lightning bolts in the deck. Things like dismembers would be nice. And if you can splash that white, make it Path to Exiles as well. But lightning bolts are pretty good, and if you can play the white, then play what's that card? Lightning Helix. But Daniel, what's special about Daniel's deck is that he runs mutagenic. He runs not just mutagenic growth, but he runs virulent swipe. No, it's not virulent swipe. What is that card? You know what? I've got to go check it out. So the card that he's running gives the creature infect. Tainted Strike. Right. Tainted Strike. So target creature for 1 black mana, it's an instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains infect, which can come as a surprise sometimes, especially when you don't block all the creatures. Blister Coil Weird goes through. Mutagenic Growth with a pump spell, and then Tainted Strike. That's it for the game. That's 10 damage. So Cass, are you here to join me?
Destroyed by variants.
Oh, you got destroyed by variants. What the shit? Turn two got killed by infect.
No, I got killed because my opponent. I was at six
Uh-huh.
infect counters. My opponent, I had spells card in play,
Uh-huh.
and he drew 2 of his Pendle Havens. So he
Oh.
pumped it, and then he pumped it again. Then he double attacked me with 2 infect creatures.
No, he can't pump it.
Legendary
twice.
rule, he replaced it. So he had two infect creatures, and the max he could do if he had 1 Pendle Haven is only 3. Then he drew the next Pendle Haven, the 2 out of 16 in his deck, and he destroyed me. Then the next game, I kept a 4-lander, 1 Viscera Seer, 1 Call of Calling, 1 Path. Which is pretty good because you can,
that's pretty good, which means that you can probably path for you can at least get rid of 1 creature and then still call for other stuff.
So I didn't know what my opponent had, so I told him I egged him on to like just keep the hand because he said it was a risky gamble.
Okay.
So he topped that a Misty Rainforest, and that was the end of my game. What happened was I pathed the first infect creature, I drew the second path, then I was like, wow, fucking handsome man, guys. And then you know what he did? He had Spell Shrivel. He had Vines of Vastwood. He had everything in his hand, man.
Oh, man.
And like he mutagenic growth 3 times, and I was like, yeah, that's right.
that's-
All in that bastard. And I was like, yes, I got these guys. Then he vines, and I lost on turn 3. Game is hard, man.
Oh man, yeah, the game is very hard, which is why you came back here so early. I saw you walking around like earlier at maybe the 10-minute mark, 15-minute mark.
Oh, by the way,
there's
I didn't
nobody.
tell you why the reason when he drew the Misty Rainforest, the game ended. Because his starting hand had no green source, he had no fetch land. What he had was an Inkmoth Nexus,
Oh,
1
okay.
Noble Hierarch, Mutagenic Growth, and Spell Shrivel. So if he didn't draw the Misty Rainforest, he would have died.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't cast anything.
So why the hell do you tell him to keep his hand?
Because, fuck, I don't know, man. I didn't know this shit would happen to
How
me.
do I know?
It's like
Alright, so
it's like the National Geographic show, I Shouldn't Be Alive. I died. I died. I'm probably retiring from Magic,
really
man. This game is too hard for me, man. On Friday, I got hit by a 2 in 60 variance chance. At the point of time, it was 1 in 43 draws. So I secured the waste 1/9 to block, because I was playing black-white control for standard.
yeah.
And I was like, my opponent was playing Bang Coco. It was game 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably bought in some form of counterspell. So I was like, okay, I gotta do it now in case he really does have a counterspell when he untaps and he draws. So I did it. And then he he drew the Declaration Stone. 1 in 43, by the way. 1 in 43!
Your one-off card just like blew you out. Yeah, of course.
Guys, if you have to take note of anything, Magic is not a game for the luckless people. Really, it's not.
Yeah, you need a bit of luck. Quite a lot of skill, but you do need a little bit of luck. Alejandro MTG, I hope I have answered some of your questions. His deck is a very interesting homebrew, but it's based on those 3 creatures: the Blister Coil Weird, the Kiln Fiend, and the
Kirin. I can't remember the name.
Kiln Fiend. And what's the name? Taylor
Monastery
Swift Spear.
Yeah, Taylor Swift Spear.
Yeah.
Best card ever.
Sorry,
yeah.
Monastery Swift Spear. Okay, not Taylor Swift Spear. Don't go into the Gatherer and go type up Taylor Swift Spear. Daniel doesn't have a turn 1 play, and I believe that's a lightning bolt in hand. A bit risky just to let the Noble Hierarch live. No, okay, so he does get rid of, what was that? Kasali Pride Mage?
I have no idea. It's so shiny.
Yeah, that's a very different art for Kasali Pride Mage, I think. No, I don't think it's a Kasali Pride Mage. What the hell is that? It's a green-white card.
It's definitely not Voice, because Voice doesn't have alternate art.
Yeah, exactly. And if it were Voice, I don't think you want to be lightning bolting it at the end step.
I mean, you could balls to the walls and like, fuck you. Not gonna have on my turn.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some scenarios where you do want to bolt on your opponent's turn depending on what's in your hand.
Oh,
there are
man.
situations like that.
Daniel is left with 1 land. Did not draw another land. Very risky keep. I think he's still got the Kiln Fiend and other creature comforts in his hand. Very smart play here by Keith using the Noble Hierarch to cast, as opposed to attacking with it. Is that a fetch land?
I believe that's Windswept Heath.
Is that a Windswept Heath?
I believe so.
Okay. Alright. So not opting to use the Windswept Heath to get lands. I think he's running a relatively land light hand right now. And Afenza's going to hit the battlefield.
Oh, it's going straight.
No, sorry, that's a Horizon Canopy, right?
Oh, right.
And Birds of Paradise. So this game could end very quickly if Daniel does not have any other answers, which I hope he does, but it doesn't seem to.
I mean, I played against Daniel, and if you haven't played against the deck, if this is not round 3 or round 2, and he does take the damage by accident, he could cantrip his way to victory.
Yeah, exactly. You can just kill. Yeah. You could just kill him by casting a whole range of pump spells, followed by a virulent swipe. Oh man, what is it called? Tainted Strike. Yeah, Tainted Strike.
It taints you for life because shit catches you off guard, man. You never see it coming until it hits you.
It's the surprise butt sex card. Here I forget what this card name. Do you remember?
Burton Forge Tender.
Yeah. It's the one that you sacrifice. It
protect from a red source of your choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the exact same board I put in because I feared the anger of the gods, the random sideboard. But then it wasn't there.
This is actually a very good card. As opposed to Call Firewalker. Call Firewalker does gain you the life. It does have protection from red itself that this card does have. But it doesn't have the ability to stop the rest of your board being wiped out. So
and usually if you have access to Anger of Gods against the company decks, the creature toolbox, this will be better because Anger of Gods will exile if it resolves. And even if you play the new version, Varos Scar Stripe. Yeah, then
rolls.
Yeah, like if you get it exiled, then basically you're dead in the water. So usually calling for one, and if people don't stop the counter for one, usually it's like surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, gotcha. Here Daniel dropping down to 5. The beatdown is real. He does have Foreboding Ruins in hand, but unfortunately just landlocked and does not have enough to get to get him there. That's very unfortunate. He's got Kolaghan's Command in hand as well. So this is one of those homebrews, very interesting cards. I think very, it can catch you by surprise if you're not aware.
But I think that it may be too tunnel because it relies a lot on that one creature being pumped up and not being removed. So and if you see in game 1, and usually
Monastery Swift Spear, so it revolves around those 3 creatures: Monastery Swift Spear, Blister Coil Weird, and Kiln Fiend. Yeah. So these cards definitely just get pumped up because you cast instants or sorceries, and very good way for you to just beat in a lot of damage, as opposed to, let's say, the burn deck. So the burn deck has ways to deal damage to the face, but burn deck also requires some of your creatures to stay on the battlefield, and it does it does run Goblin Guides. 4 Goblin Guides equals to $100, so not cheap,
but it's a good investment. And by the way, we are located in Chinatown, Cloud Street. 83 Cloud Street. You can buy them from us.
You can just buy.
I do believe that Daniel could. I think there's a lot of work
there's
in the
potential.
There's because like the Blister Coil, if you had the cash, you could actually upgrade to a Goblin Guide, and you'll be much more efficient for your combo. Because anything with haste. In this deck, since you can kill on turn 2 if you have the cards in hand.
No, but the Blister Coil Weird grows. That's why the Monastery Swift Spear is so good, because it grows with the Blister Coil Weird does. Yeah.
But
so it's got like pseudo prowess. Yeah. And Kiln Fiend has like even pseudo prowess plus.
Yeah, I guess. Though I feel that, based on your opening hand, if you do have the Goblin Guide and you do have stuff like the Mutic Giant Growth, Gut Shots or whatever, all you want to do is hit face. It's just basically like playing face hunter in Hearthstone. So maybe having haste would allow you to have a more efficient turn to kill if that's your main goal of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about the Kolaghan's Command. It feels like it's going a bit wide.
That's true. Anyway, Daniel has quite a bit to do with his deck. But I think it's a very interesting concept. I too believe that Tainted Strike should be part of any weird combo deck that can deal 10 damage a turn. I have already dreamed it up.
Yeah, hashtag when I play against Daniel, I didn't block his Blister Coil Weird at all because I couldn't figure out Tainted Strike. And when he showed me his opening hand, I could have died anytime.
You could have just died instant.
But you have to do the poker play where you have I don't know what's your combo piece. I can't figure it out. I have to play to my
And
better
you don't
out.
even have, and that's the thing, you don't even have the path to exile or anything, right? To
I
protect
guess
it.
and you can't even call for Oz of Pontiff because all his cantrips are the probable cantrips are 0 mana, so you can just stack it above your Oz of Pontiff, and that end horribly for everybody.
All right. So yeah, thanks for watching. You've been watching the More Than Modern tournament. It's our weekly Modern tournament here at Grey Ogre Games, powered by the Power 9 podcast. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside Kes Eng. Yeah. Oh no, what was your nickname? Super Pro? No.
Super pro and handsome.
Super Pro and very handsome,
Yeah.
Kes Eng. Yeah, you paid $51 for 12 Urza lands from Antiquities. That's okay. I think $51 for the Antiquities Urza's lands because they're black bordered. Absolutely fine, Goblip guy. I have a friend who painted the borders black on his Urza Tron lands.
The question is why?
Because he wanted it black bordered. So he passed it to me. And I just took it and I just assumed that this was status quo. Then he passed me some other Urza's lands which did not have a black border, and I realized, yeah, they're supposed to be white bordered. What did you do to these cards? So yeah, very very talented guy. He the painting was very thin, did not have any of the stroke marks as well.
Actually,
so nice.
this is a legit question. I mean, since you are a judge, like if you do recognize that it's supposed to be white border and you're playing like a GP or any sanction events, and your opponent did color his cards, is there any ramifications of this?
Well, you'd have to. It depends from judge to judge. For me, I would give the player warning and give him a proxy card to play with.
Okay.
Although this can be considered as a fake.
Oh right, damn.
So this might be a fake. So you just have to be careful. Just try to play with original cards. Try not to play with altered cards because unlike all the judges, unlike me, you might run into judges who do not like any of the alterations on cards because they do warp the cards, they do make the cards thicker, and in the sleeves you can actually see sometimes. So yeah.
Holy shit, that's not a good way to spend your money if that ever happens to you in a big event. I think.
But EDH, man. EDH. All these alters are for EDH. You want to personalize all your shit. Yeah. Make the bling bling.
I mean, you could do like take a marker and draw on the perfect sleeve. I think that would be a better alteration. I don't know,
that would be a better alteration. Anyway, I want to wrap up the show. Right. This weekend we have our Legacy Challenge. On Sunday and Saturday we're going to try something new. We're actually going to try to stream Hearthstone. I have not played Hearthstone in a very very long time. I'm just going to look at the cards and say wow.
Cut back on the salt, man. Prepare for the salt.
Prepare for salt.
They say that people who play Hearthstone, normal human beings are made of 70% water.
I'm not playing Hearthstone. I'm going to be spectating.
Oh right. Oh, the fireside is happening.
Yeah, the fireside. Yeah.
All right.
So,
usually what happens is a human being consists of 70% water, but when you play Hearthstone, it goes up to 110%.
110%.
Because
the salt
Jesus and variance is always against you in that game.
Yeah, hashtag salt is real, right? All right, so yeah, join us on Saturday and Sunday for these two tournaments. Also, go to our YouTube page. Just subscribe to it. The more subscribers we have, the more we can do with the page. We can just call it youtube.com/ not Power 9 Podcast, but Grey Ogre Games.
Whoa,
but also go down to the Power 9
man.
Podcast one. Yeah, go down to Power 9 Podcast. Support our partners. I am one of the hosts. Last week, or at least this week. Last week we were talking about it, but this week we published. Which is gaming addiction, how to identify it and how to seek help.
Wait, by the way,
from a guy who has depression, by the way, and from a guy who's guy who has depression, and the other host has and the other host had gaming addiction problem. So yeah. I think you can call it quite legit, yeah.
But by the way, what's our age group for the viewers? Because I want to say something, but I'm not sure if it's appropriate.
I don't know. No. How old are you guys? They don't care.
Okay, because I think the one way to know if you're addicted to games, if you're playing more games than you are fapping or going out with girls.
Okay, all right.
Probably it's a sign. If you don't see enough sunlight, and you start growing white like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. You probably have a problem. It's time to
All right, we're gonna wrap up the show here. Thanks for watching the Modern tournament. We'll be back next week. In fact, we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully Ben will be here and to provide some more color commentary. So yeah, have yourselves a wonderful